Greetings everyone. Another random tool comments video. This time I'm going to talk a little bit about this Wera 2019 Advent Calendar. Actually, I'm not really going to go into much depth and detail because other people have done this a lot more justice and reviewed it and covered it pretty well. I know, for example, AutobahnDan's covered it. I'll link in his review about it down below in the description. I know others have. You can search for YouTube and cover them. And honestly, this thing's already been out. And for example, I didn't actually get this new. I picked it up on eBay, open box. Pretty much all they did was took all the items out of the box and then sold them. And they were selling a number of them. Not really sure why they were doing that, but they say it was unused. Just they took it all out of the box and put it in there. And they had, I don't know, about 4 or 5. Pretty good savings over new price. And actually I wouldn't have bought this other than they dropped the price down pretty low, and I said there's a couple things I wanted to look at and check out. Normally, like I said, I wouldn't have bought this. I just don't need it. But that said, I decided I wanted to see how a couple things are, specifically these 2 items. So anyway, to give you a little background about Wera's Advent calendars, they've very popular item. They put them out every year. It's a Christmas Advent calendar. You can look up about Advent calendars in general if you want to find out the history and what they're for. It's more of a thing in Europe, but they're sold over here, and in this case in Wera, and other people sell them as well. Like Stallvilla sold one. They have them. Hotset has them. Other manufacturers sometimes have them. In this case, Wera is well known. Theirs are very popular. Usually their sets provide excellent value, and they provide a number of items that people normally wouldn't get together or would be sold together. You'd have to buy them separately, so they're usually pretty hot ticket, and Wera, of course, is one of the most well-known in popularizing these. Like I said, I'm not really going to go into too much, but there's a couple things that I've noticed about it. I picked it up. It actually came in today, and I've already, there was a couple things I cared about. I was curious about this stubby driver, and I'm kind of interested in how it is. Wera just recently this year has put out stubby screwdrivers, and I wanted to see what it's like, the handle itself, because this is roughly what the size of one of them is. It's in terms of English, it's about 2.5 inches long, or looking at it from metric, it's roughly looks like 6.5. Yeah, roughly 6.5 centimeters long. And they, they include a bunch of things. Of course, you have the stubby bit holder. They have a stubby handled bottle opener, and then they've included this T-handle wine corkscrew, which is kind of interesting. This is kind of, there serves a couple of purposes. One, of course, is if you really want something to open your wine or open bottles, you can buy that. They're not expensive. And the other thing is, which as a Lone Star Mopars guy, he points out, and it's a smart take and a good point he makes, is that if you want to see what the handle is like for a particular manufacturer, all the German manufacturers do this. They have a lot of these bottle openers that have a handle of their screwdrivers. So for Wera's case, they also have this one. I picked this up from the 2018 Advent calendar. It's a bottle opener with their normal screwdriver handle that many people have seen. This one's also kind of peculiar because it's also glow in the dark. I won't show you that, but trust me, it glows in the dark. And I'm going to talk about something about this in a minute. So that's that's one of the points he makes about it, is they provide the ability, these bottle openers, to see what their screwdriver handle is like. So you can, if you buy one of these, and you can see if you like their handles, and thus then you can go and buy screwdrivers. He makes that point, and it's an excellent one. And I'll link in his channel because he's got some cool stuff too. The other thing is they have this T-handle rapid adapter is what they call it, I think, which is, it's kind of nice because in theory you can come in like this and get a lot of torque, which is pretty good. Other things they included here, other than these, you've got 3 sockets, an 8mm, 10mm, and 13mm, which are honestly pretty common there, but they're pretty useful since they're very common. I know the 10mm is often sought after. They're 1/4 inch drive. You've got bits, 2 Phillips, 2 posi drive, an adapter, 1/4 inch for a hex, 2 1/4 inch drive socket, 1 slotted, 3 hex here, 3 Torx. They also have 3 more Torx in the power bit configuration, and then they have 3 hex in the power bit configuration as well. So this is a 4, 5, and 6 millimeter, and this is a 25, 30, and 40 millimeter. One thing that I do find a little irritating about this set, which I'm a little surprised by because they don't normally do this, I think, is that they have one size overlap for both the Torx and the hex, and I kind of would have preferred, like, this is a 15, 20, and 25, I think, but it would have been better if it would have been 10, 15, 20, and then you go 25, 30, 40. It would have provided a little more flexibility and coverage in the set. Same thing for the hex. There's an overlap here. I think this is a 4 and a 4, if I remember right. So just kind of a little niggle. One thing I will say that I really like about this, you know, of course, Wera, as always, has excellent cases. They always provide wonderful ones, and I'm going to probably go back and have a video where I cover different some of their different sets, because I have a number of them now at this point. It's just kind of something you just start collecting them, and next thing you know, you have 3 or 4, and I've given away a couple of them as presents to relatives. So one thing I will say, this is the first set, oddly enough, which has the twist lock for the socket. So what that means is that the socket right now is held in place and won't come loose. But you twist it, in this case left a little, probably about, I guess, an hour if you're thinking about it in clockwise or counterclockwise. Pull it off and you can insert it, so forth. Put it back on, twist it, and it's locked in place again. I really like that a lot. I've not had any of other Wera products or sets that have that. This one has it, and I have to say it's a really nice feature. Let's see, there was something else. Oh, one other thing that is kind of odd is I've noticed that in the power bits, these are all their bitorsion bits. I think I've mentioned it before about the Easter egg set, that the 2020 Wera Easter egg set where they have bitorsion bits. But these two aren't. Kind of peculiar, but okay, whatever. It's the way it is. You know, of course, the other things you get with it, you get the ubiquitous adhesive-backed Velcro pad, so you can mount. You know, you've got Velcro here in the back, so you can mount it on something. And then they give you their, in this case, it's the recommendations and warnings for adhesive tapes, aka the Velcro. I find that a little bit, you know, kind of odd, but all right, they include it. Again, I'm not really going to cover too much about the set. Others have done probably a far better job than I would do. But there's one other thing I want to point out. So on top of this, the twist lock on the sockets, which I've never seen before and I like, though they've had that feature out for a while. One thing I noticed, if recall this, this is from the 2018 Advent calendar. Like I said, it's got the glow in the dark. One thing I've noticed, and let me get up real close here and try to focus. Hopefully you can see that. The finish has changed a bit, which I find a little odd. This is a little more of a matte finish, which I usually expect from Wera. For example, you can see that even though that's a little darker. But there are other tools, trust me, I can find them. I won't dig them out right now. But they have this kind of more of a matte chrome. Well, this one's kind of more of a shiny finish. I mean, they're still both kind of matte. This one's obviously more than this. But it's a little peculiar. I find that unusual. I don't know if they've changed something on purpose or... I don't know. I have no idea why they would do it. I mean, it doesn't really... I guess it doesn't make any practical difference. I don't know. Maybe someone can comment on it. I'm not sure. Anyway, again, it's just something to point out. So, let's see if there's anything else that I can think of that's interesting to me. No, that's probably about it. I mean, this I know is... I think this is actually pretty new for them. And they have lots of bit holders, and I'm going to have a video pretty soon where I cover... among other things, some other bit holders, but mostly Wera bit holders, because I have actually at this point I have 4 or 5 of them, all hex, you know, 1/4 inch, and that they're pretty, you know, at this point I've got a number of them and they're all different. And they all have different pluses and minuses. Some are, in some cases, more useful than others. I really haven't had a chance to use this one yet. I'm kind of curious about the stubby. I have a skinny one that's short, which I'll talk about in some other video, but I'll have to see how this works out over the long haul. I'm really curious. And honestly, I am curious about this too, the T-handle. I mean, I don't really use T-handles much, but maybe this one will change my how I do things. We'll see. I will say, all in all, about this set, one thing that I can say about it is, I would say that it's probably a pretty good set for, you know, if you're going to work on a bike or something, this might be pretty nice. It's pretty compact. There's really not much to it. But I think, I would say that you might have enough items that would probably allow you to work on a bike that are in this set. Or, you know, it's a pretty decent little general set too. It's got, you know, a lot of bits that cover a pretty decent gamut of things you'll probably run into, and then you've got your 3 sockets that are pretty useful. So from that aspect, I think this is probably not a bad little set. So if you look around, you could probably find good deals on this. They're still out there, new. I haven't seen any others like I saw. I bought the last one of these from the eBay sellers, so there's no point in pointing it out, but you might be able to search around and find them. They're still around, and if you're interested, you can pick one up. I'll put a link to KC Tool just in case somebody's interested in the description. That's about it. I hope you enjoy this. You can like, subscribe, comment, dislike, etc. And as always, thanks for watching.